Coach, would you maybe evaluate where you are going into the first scrimmage and what do you want to see out of that?
I got really high expectations, to be honest with you. And after the first 5 practices, I was really high on what we had done. And I just mean that just seeing the growth of everything that we've done offensively, defensively, playing together, playing more clean. I think we took a little step back the other day, the day after a break. But all in all, I mean, I've told him a few times my expectations are double of what they were even last year. So that's kind of the mentality that I have, and that's what I expect on a daily basis. But I've been really pleased on where we are and what we've done now. Tomorrow will be a big tell to say, hey, we don't get the live tackle a whole bunch, so this is an opportunity for us to see if guys can play within the framework of their bodies and make plays when it really matters.
Defensive line, one of the big things, not a lot of sacks last year. They've been
to be honest.
They've been really aggressive the past couple days in camp. Are you starting to be pleased with what you're seeing up front?
And we just got to figure out who we are, and if it's great if you can get 3-man pressure and get sacks, and if you can get 4-man pressure, or if you can get 5, whatever it is. So we're still trying to figure out who we are and what we need to do to be successful. But I like their attitude. I like they understand. It's not, it's just not, hey, we got to have sacks because we didn't have them last year. It's still playing within the framework of the defense and the ability to control the quarterback. In this league, there's a lot of quarterbacks that can move too. So sometimes that sack total can be a little bit misleading at times. But the ability to apply pressure and create havoc is what I feel confident about.
Beyond the defensive line, talked to Marcus about them the other day on who the ones are. Who are your ones kind of right now, maybe at linebacker and in the secondary?
Oh, it's really hard to specifically say, only because we haven't had a live game situation.
Who's in the running?
And after Saturday, we'll have a good chance to understand. Brian Wright and Joel DeBlanco are both at Mike, and I really feel like Brian Wright can make us a different defense and a lot of things that he can do. Perry Young's been the will linebacker. He was all last year, and Ty Sponso is behind him, and then Malik Clemens has he kind of moved to our sniper position, but he's had a great competition with Jarrell White, and I think that's what we're starting to see us create even in that room, is the ability to have some of those healthy competitions. And the back end is still kind of at the corner spot. We're still trying to figure it out. Ty Gilbert's been hurt a little bit, but to see Kobe Bryant and Cam Jeffries, who's a new guy, and Noah Hamlin, who has really had a really good camp. So there's a lot of guys there that we got to see kind of practice. And then at safety, I'd say Wiggins and Forrest are right now pretty good at where they are, taking most all the 1 reps, and feel confident about them and their growth. And then we just got to figure out, as we go, create some competition, who the backups will be there.
You talked about
Wiggins. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Does Wiggins add some athleticism to safety that you haven't had before?
I'll be honest. Yes, for sure. He's got as much ability as pretty much any safety I think I've been around. And again, there's still a long way to go. But I'm just saying, raw natural talent, the ability to learn the football game is where we're still trying to grow. And he hasn't done it on a Saturday just yet. But I see a great growth in him, and I don't just mean as an athlete. He's always been that. But his confidence, understanding the game of football, and playing the game of football.
You made that freak list, great athletes in college football. What has Brady and his staff done for Wiggins?
I think that the one thing about the strength program, sometimes you got to find a way to get your kind of, where you gain confidence from, where do you get that swag from, where do you kind of say, hey, well, I'm different than everybody else, and your ability to excel maybe in there, and it's maybe because you're so gifted strength-wise, or maybe it's you're a grinder and a guy that works harder than others. And I think what our strength program has done is give those guys an ability to show and to gain confidence by how they work in there, what they do in there, and they, when their teammates start to notice it, you see things that build up inside him. So I think that's been really big for him, to put him in some of those situations where he's in front of those guys and performing at something he does really well. And you can see the growth of him, not just a football player, but a confidence level.
We've seen a lot of Garrett Campbell at center the past couple of days. Is that something, because of his experience, you feel comfortable with, or size that you just
still got to figure it out? We don't know. Those 5 guys, it's been difficult on Coach Crook and Mike Denbrock and them over there, just because guys have gone down here and there, and from heat to cramps to different things, and they keep having to mix them around. I don't want to do it. After Saturday, I want to kind of lock in and say, hey, I don't want Garrett to continue to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. And I think he's been that guy that's been flexible for us to play center, to play guard, and play tackle. And to be honest, that's not quite fair to him. And that's not fair to us as a whole offensive unit. We're really getting good at where we got to be solid at, and it's right down the middle. So we'll see.
Does it say something, though, about Morgan James, about his progression that you kind of feel comfortable moving him into that guard spot?
Yeah, and it really kind of figuring out who that other guard would be if it's not Garrett. I think we feel good about Morgan and where he's gone, and the things that he's had to battle through is what you love. He's going to still have some things on a game day that's going to he hasn't quite done yet, but his maturity level and his ability to handle some of those situations and learn from it from play to play, it's going to be that other guard to see, hey, what's the best 5 next.
Have you seen enough of Dino Boyd to think, all right, we've got something here?
I do, but what we'd like to see is tomorrow. And I say that in a way that it's kind of the day that the coaches step back and say, hey, it's not about scheme. It's not about, I don't care if the offense knows exactly what defense to run and what defense or offense is running. Let's see who goes out there and competes. And, when the lights go on and live situations happen, who can stay within themselves and play. And, just in the little situations we've had here, we threw some young guys out in a tackling drill, live tackling drill in front of the whole team, and it wasn't real successful. And it's not that they don't understand how to tackle. It's when all of a sudden thrown in that moment when the heat's on and a live situation, they panic and they revert back to things they've done from Pop Warner. So yes, I like where he's at. I'm really excited about seeing these guys play tomorrow.
We're good?
Yep.
Thank you.